From the business model canvas, we learn that an organization's business model can be described with 9 basic building blocks: your customer segments, your value propositions for each segment, the channels to reach customers, customer relationships you establish, the revenue streams you generate, the key resources and key activities you require to create value, the key partners, and the cost structure of the business model. The business model canvas gives you the right structure to map, discuss, design, and invent new business models. But we've discovered that the majority of nonprofits actually have 2 differently oriented business models. We call them the donor model canvas and the beneficiary model canvas. Jointly, they form a complete nonprofit business model canvas. Let's briefly go over the building blocks of each canvas. Let's start with the beneficiary model canvas. A nonprofit's beneficiary segments are all those who benefit from the value you create. For each segment, you have a specific mission offering or benefit proposition. These are the collections of products and services that help your beneficiaries. The distribution channels describe the touch points where you're interacting with your beneficiaries and delivering value. The beneficiary relationships clarify the level of engagement and type of relationships you're establishing with beneficiaries. The impact metrics outline quantifiable measures of impact, influence, and the creation of beneficiary-oriented value. On the other side of the canvas, you need to describe the infrastructure you need to create and deliver value and capture impact. The key resources show which assets are indispensable in your beneficiary model. The key activities show what you really need in order to perform well. The key partners show who can help you leverage your beneficiary-oriented model, since you won't own all key resources, nor will you perform all key activities. These may be specific donors, but in general they are people or organizations needed to acquire and or create value for beneficiaries. Then, once you understand your beneficiary model's infrastructure, you'll also have an idea of its cost structure. Now, let's look at the donor model canvas. This model is much like the beneficiary model, but it allows you to focus on non-program elements. The donor segments are all the people and organizations that not only donate or contribute to your organization, but they are those for whom you also create value. For each segment, you have a specific donor-focused value proposition. In other words, what benefits, value, or incentives donors receive in return for donating. The distribution channels describe the touch points where you're interacting with your donors and delivering value. The donor relationships clarify the type of relationships you're establishing with donors. The revenue streams make clear how your nonprofit is capturing value in the donor market. Again, on the other side of the canvas, you need to describe the infrastructure you need to create and capture value in the donor market. These are all labeled non-program to help you distinguish them from the beneficiary or mission-oriented infrastructure. Together, the donor model and the beneficiary model mutually cooperate and form a complete nonprofit business model. This works for fledgling nonprofit entrepreneurs just as well as for global executives.